And here to discuss with us the constitutionality of the EFCC, we have Mr. Maxwell Opara, who's joining us right now. Mr. Maxwell, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this evening.
It's my pleasure.
Good.
It's my pleasure to be here once again.
Thank you very much. Now, can you explain the significance of the Supreme Court reserving judgments in the suit filed by the 16 states challenging the constitutionality of the laws establishing the EFCC?
Yes, there is nothing bad about the Supreme Court or Court of Appeal, even a trial court, to reserve its judgment. Reserving a judgment means that they need to go and do the proper thing. They don't want to give you a particular date. Probably if you come that day, the judgment will not be ready. They will go look at the various matters, especially a contentious matter of this nature, look at it, make wider consultation, carry out an in-depth research, then get their judgment ready. They will now serve the parties notices on the judgment day, and the parties will come and have their judgment. So there's nothing bad about it.
Okay.
It is a normal practice.
So how do you think the joining of Imo, Bauchi, and Osun States as co-plaintiffs will impact the case? What are the potential implications of Anambra and Ebonyi, also Adamawa states, since they've withdrawn their cases?
Of course, withdrawing from the case simply means that there was no wider consultation, because a state is made up of traditional rulers, religious leaders, civil society groups, the people in the state, the stakeholders. You need to consult with them for you to apply to be joined. The members of the National Assembly, not the Attorney General, are going to join. Maybe they have gone to confirm that this thing that we are joining is not it will not help the country. So, and they decided to withdraw it. So I think I align myself with that kind of decision. It's a very good one, withdrawing from that particular action that is calculated of encouraging corruption in the country.
Okay, Mr. Opara, let's go to the seed now that was planted from before. What exactly are the key points of contention in the case? How do you think the Supreme Court will address the constitutionality of the laws establishing EFCC? Mr. Opara, did you hear?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. Now, my dear brother, I don't know the reason why. Are they saying that EFCC Act, the Act establishing EFCC, is not an act of National Assembly? Because it's not only EFCC Act, ICPC Act that is act of National Assembly. Mind you that an act establishing universities, University of Abuja, federal universities, University of Lagos, University, University of Nigeria, and what have you, the act of National Assembly. Mind you that an act establishing other laws, as we are made to have in Nigeria, is act of National Assembly. Mind you that the National Assembly under the Constitution has the power to make laws. So I learned that they said that the thing was because of a convention, U.S. convention or UN convention, that was what gave rise to the enactment of establishment of EFCC. Something can give rise to something. Have you forgotten that you can have private bill? You can submit a bill to National Assembly, and if National Assembly consider that bill most appropriate, they will enact it as act of National Assembly. If there is a convention, a protocol, that was held, a convention that was held internationally, and Nigeria decided to domesticate it as part of our law, it is an act of National Assembly. Are you saying that the law will not stand simply because it is a convention or a protocol? No, it doesn't work like that. I don't see the basis for that argument. That argument should not even fly. So the act, they should first of all challenge the act, challenging the National Assembly from making laws. That is where they will start first. When they succeeded in asking Supreme Court to stop the National Assembly from making laws, they must have succeeded before they will now start talking about the law made by the National Assembly. If you cannot say that the provision of the Constitution, a provision of the Act, if you say that the provision of the Act offends the provision of the Constitution, then you should be able to ask a court to set aside that particular provision aside because of its inconsistency. Not that a particular law should go. So, okay, in the first instance, I ask you this question: what do you want to achieve? So that nobody, after being serving as a governor, you can look money and get away with it. Nobody asks you a question. So that particular argument cannot fly.
Okay, so finally, Mr. Opara, what would be the consequences of the Supreme Court's judgment for the EFCC? How do you think this is going to impact the country's financial system?
Without prejudice, without delving into the arena of the judgments, setting aside the EFCC, saying that the act establishing EFCC, asking the governors to go and establish their own EFCC, that is the worst thing that can ever happen to this country. In fact, I don't think that the Supreme Court will for crying out loud will encourage that. So the Supreme Court, I think, is going to be exercising futility. I think the Supreme Court will not be tempted to set aside. What gave rise to this? Simply because Abelo don't want to go and face EFCC. That is why he encouraged because he's ruling Kogi State through Governor Dodo. That's why they asked the Attorney General, whom he appointed, to go and challenge that. How dare you? Go and face your criminal trial. People face trial. Go and clear yourself. Don't frustrate investigation. So Supreme Court will not oblige him. If the Supreme Court oblige him, it then means what of all those people that have been convicted by EFCC? What of all those people that have been whose property has been confiscated, design and co? So you are not saying that they should come back. No, it cannot stand. It will not stand. I don't think that the Supreme Court will oblige them. That is my own personal view.
Well, thank you for your personal views, Mr. Opara. Delighted to have you here on the news. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.